Hello everybody, today we have a super interesting interview with Raj, the co-founder of SellTheTrend, a product and a software that helps people to find hot selling products for their Shopify and WooCommerce stores using data that they have about the products. It will be super interesting and I'm super excited about it. Hey Raj, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Lior. Thanks for inviting me.
Cool. So the interview today will be focused on how to find winning products for dropshipping to Shopify and everything that we can find more interesting here for beginners and other dropshippers who want to find the top products. So first, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am the founder of SellTheTrend, and we started SellTheTrend about 2 years ago. Really with one purpose in mind, really to provide an alternative way to find winning products for dropshipping. And, the way that we kind of approach it is something that we didn't really find in the marketplace at the time, which is doing it really the data way, as opposed to the hand-picking way or doing it in ways that just didn't really make sense. So our focus has always been on providing something that is really data-based and a cut above, some of the other tools.
Okay, so your main focus is really like you check the products by the performance of the product.
Yeah. So we have a lot of factors that we check products on, and not only are we judging products, we're also judging the stores that the products live on, right? So we have a bunch of factors that we look at each product, and since we've been really looking at products for the last 2 years, we also have a history of what makes a winning product a winning product. So not only are we judging them by, the details of the particular product, but also we're judging them by the history of similar products and how they performed over the years, right? So we're definitely data-based when it comes to winning products.
Cool. And how did you come into this idea of creating a product?
It was really from really looking at what was available at the time when we started. So 2019, when we first started, the options were two options. Either you have tools that are just providing, one or two products a day, or 2 or 3 products a day, hand-picked tool, a hand-picked product, or products that we're doing it through, data and looking at what's happening out there online. But the top tools at the time, we didn't really find it really supplied everything that a dropshipper needs. For example, the 2 or 3 products, hand-picked ones, the problem is they might be showing products that maybe are not even in your niche. The 2 or 3 products today might be, one is a dog item and one is, 2 beauty items, but you're really in the camping niche or, the travel niche. So those products are not going to be useful for you. And then the other tools really were providing a very vague product recommendations. So they would recommend like a dress or something. And then you're like, why is this even, show me the data why this dress is really a winning product. And there was no data, or the data was very lacking, or it was just a couple of numbers that didn't make any sense. So looking at what was happening at the time, we realized that there was a need really for something that is a bit different. And pretty much all the people that, all our members, really, that's really what they appreciate about SellTheTrend, is being able to really pinpoint exactly how and why these products are winning products.
Okay, and how can I ask how many products do you have in database? Or
we have millions. You can see it on the homepage. There's a number tracker. It shows you how many products. I think there's 5 or 6 million right now in our database. And we're always adding, we're literally adding daily, thousands of products daily, right? So.
Cool. And what do you scan? Like you scan AliExpress, or you scan
we're doing a lot of different, we're scanning a lot of different sources. So not only AliExpress, Shopify, we're also scanning Amazon, and we're always adding additional platforms to scan. So we wanted, and that's really one of the things that we always wanted to do. There's a lot of tools at the time that were just scanning AliExpress, right? So, I mean, you can do that yourself. You can just go to AliExpress, maybe, look up a few things. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to create something that is scanning multiple sources and then seeing what's popular across multiple sources. So it's not just popular on AliExpress, it's also popular on Amazon. It's also popular on Shopify. It's also popular on big Shopify stores, or is it popular just on brand new Shopify stores? What's the date that the Shopify store got created? And we scale that, we rank all those as different things.
Okay, and you check the same product, or you check a niche?
We're checking across. We're checking niches, and we're checking different products. And we have if you go on SellTheTrend, there's a niche drop down of about 80 or so niches that you can, if you're interested in one particular niche, you can just zero in on those products, right? So we have a lot of filtering options because, again, since there's a lot of data there, we wanted to give people obviously the ability to kind of slice up that data a little bit, and it's not just a bunch of random products, a lot of products that are random, you don't even know where to start. So there are tools within the app to zero in on exactly what you're interested in.
Wow, that's super cool and interesting, and also it's unique. It's very different from the other tools.
Yeah, that's really, I mean, that really is our motto. Is we wanted to create something. There's no point. I mean, anybody can create. You can go look at something, copy it, and create something similar, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. The problem is you're never going to be as good as the thing that you're copying. That's why we wanted to make sure we're not copying. We're getting the best ideas from a lot of different places and putting them into our own unique vision of exactly how to find the best winning products using data.
Okay. May I ask, what are the criteria for a winning product for you?
So we just literally put out a video a couple of days ago. It's on our blog right now, and we wanted to put out this video to kind of give people an idea of how to judge a winning product, not just from a theoretical perspective. Like, when you look at a product right now, and this is really came from a feedback from our customers. So basically, they looked at it. We get messages from customers saying, "You have tons of products here. How do I know where to start? How do I know, why should I pick this product compared to this product? What is so different about this product from that product?" So we put out this new blog and video, really, that's also as part of our website, that really takes you from a theoretical perspective of how to find a winning product, but also then applies it to looking at the data and SellTheTrend and how the theoretical applies to the actual data. So, perfect example, what is a winning product, right? What makes a winning product a winning product? Well, there's definitely things that are common between all winning products. Most winning products have, you've probably heard this term before, they have a wow factor, right? They have something about them that makes them stand out. On a Facebook feed, TikTok feed, whatever, you look at something, you're like, wow, that's cool, right? So that is, a huge criteria. And how do we then extrapolate that criteria to data, right? You can, because you can't look at a picture and say a thing. So you extrapolate it by data. You say, hey, if there's a lot of excitement about this product through orders, through stores ads, and all that kind of stuff, that shows you that there's excitement about this product in this date range, in the last month, 2 months, 1 week, or whatever it is. So then we go through this entire video, we go through all the different things, like pricing, for example. You can have a winning product that's great, but the price is to sell can only be $10 because it's a very small thing. So can you really make money on sourcing a product for $1, selling it for 10? You would think, yes, I can definitely make money. I'm going to make $9. But the reality is, you need to factor other costs. There is shipping costs, potentially. There is advertising costs, promotion costs. So we also go through the video and break down what is a good cost factor and profit margin that you need to really look at, and some of the things that you can do to kind of counteract some of these profit margin limitations, right? So we have so we've added that recently that goes through the entire way of how we judge winning products.
Before you publish any product, do you check it somehow on your stores or something like that? Or
no, we have literally millions of products, and thousands of products are coming in every day. So we are not physically, that's why we rely on the data. We're not physically checking every single product, putting it in our store, doing ads for it and promoting and all that kind of stuff. It's impossible, right? For the amount of products that we're showing people. But again, the data speaks for itself, right? Is the product selling, right? We have sales chart. Is the product selling? Did it make a sale yesterday? Did it make a sale a month ago, 2 months ago? How many sales did it make? We also have how many people are excited about this, how many people are adding it. So we use the data to vet the product, so to speak, as opposed to running an ad campaign ourselves for the particular product, just for the fact that we have way too many products, right? It's impossible to do that.
Yeah, I agree. It's very impossible to check everything, but
yeah.
Do you help maybe with the Facebook ads, or this is something?
So yeah, so we have in our Nexus store. So the Nexus for us is really our kind of like our hub our hub where we put all the winning products in. The ones that have been connected through all the different streams like AliExpress, Shopify, Amazon, all that stuff. It all sits in the Nexus, right? And in the Nexus product research page, if you click on that button for each product, you'll get a lot of the data about it. You know, what are the top countries that are selling this product? What are the sales of this product? What stores are adding this product? You can see the stores that are adding the product, how many stores are adding, all that kind of stuff. And we also have Facebook targeting recommendations for these products, right? So we have, for each product, you'll have different targeting options. Like, you can target by these Facebook interests, including some things like who are some popular names in the space. For example, if it's a dog product, who are some popular dog breeders that have big Facebook pages, and then you can obviously target those interests, right? So if somebody's interested in dog products, they might be interested in that breeder because they're a popular celebrity breeder, then you can target those interests. So we have all these interests for these products, so you can literally copy and paste them into your advertising campaigns.
Nice. And that's also done automatically and not manually?
So we don't create the advertising campaigns for you. We don't have a connection to your ad account, but you can. We have obviously we have an entire dropshipping course included with any kind of subscription. So you can come in, you can even use it in the trial. So it's available. Our trials are fully open. All the features, there's no limitations at all. So technically you can do a 7-day trial, go in there, just take the dropshipping course, right? And the dropshipping course takes you through the entire flow of the business, from the theory in the beginning, as well as setting up your Shopify store step by step, as well as adding your first winning product, fulfilling a product. So going through the automation of fulfilling a product, goes through the whole entire thing of how to run a campaign on Instagram, how to run a campaign on Facebook. So you can literally use those interests in your first campaign that we show you how to set up. So we don't actually have an automated method for that, but we have the tutorials and the course for that as well included.
So you help even with the education of the dropshippers?
Sorry? So what was the question?
So you help also with the education of the new dropshippers?
Oh, absolutely. Not only do we have courses, obviously, like any business, we have our Facebook group. So we have moderators there that are helping with questions, as well as our community that also have a lot of our members and other people that help in the group. Besides tutorials for every single feature, we have our YouTube page as well. We're always adding new features, and we have descriptions of all these features and education of how to use a feature in a real dropshipping situation. So every single time we add a sizable feature, we will have a video about it, and then how do you really, what's the purpose of this feature and how to use it in a real dropshipping situation. For example, let's say we add a new something to modify variation. So not only do we describe what the feature does, but also, when you're adding a variation, what kind of price should you use for this variation, for this product, how to make sure that you're making profit for this variation when you're adding a product or a variation. So yeah, we always have a lot of education as well for everybody.
Nice. So it's insane because you can really help people to succeed using the tool and the knowledge together.
Absolutely. Like literally our motto is, your success is our success, right? Our members' success is our success. Like any business, and I'm sure you know this yourself, if you don't have successful customers and successful members, you will never have a successful business because nobody is going to want to stay. So that's why we do everything that we can. Not only do we have, live chat and email support and group, and we're always open to answer questions, whether they're, support questions, general administration questions, or if they have technical questions. I don't know how to use this. How do I do this? How come my Shopify store is not doing something? Then we have all the solutions or existing blog articles or FAQs to help them.
Nice. Okay, so you said that you have millions of products, and you said that you also help with the Facebook audiences. Do you have the audiences for all of the products, or like it's something that you do manually and you just add?
So we have. Yeah, sure. We have audiences for the majority of the products. So if, for the majority of the products, the millions of products, we have audiences. But if somebody wants something specific that we don't have an audience for, we have an audience builder tool that's included. So in this tool, you can go in there, you can write in some keywords about this, whatever it is, let's say, funny dog collar, or whatever the keyword is, or diamond collar, right? And then with this tool, we can suggest some audiences for you that you can test out. And if there's something specific that you really need, you can always send us a message, and we've added specific audiences for some top audiences that we were missing. Let's say back in the day, maybe we were missing fishing audiences or something like that. And then somebody suggested it, hey, I'm big in the fishing niche and you guys don't have any audiences for any of these fishing tools. That's something that we can definitely add. So we're always adding to our audience list the same way we're adding to our niche list.
What about different suppliers? Like you said that you support product research from some different suppliers. Do you also show the exact product from the supplier, from AliExpress or Amazon?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, so not only do we show the product, so you can obviously, but also you can add your own suppliers. Let's say you go on AliExpress and you find something that, a better price than what we show in our system. You did more research, you can find a better price. You can definitely add that supplier into our system and it'll be available for you to use, be available for you to fulfill orders with. So yeah, absolutely, you can add your own suppliers. And we're also adding additional suppliers besides AliExpress soon to really open up the available suppliers available to our members.
Would you consider your tool as a tool for Shopify only, or can it work for eBay users, for example, also?
So right now, the only two integrations that we support in terms of product export to e-com tool would be Shopify and WooCommerce. Right, so you can use it for Shopify, you can use it for WooCommerce. There's no any kind of eBay or Amazon integrations right now. So we're focusing on Shopify and WooCommerce, and we still have, there's still a lot of room there to go into providing new features and new support for those two platforms. We're always adding new platforms. Like if somebody comes up to us and says, "Oh, a lot of people start asking us about like, BigCommerce or something like that." Another tool, that's kind of like the Shopify and WooCommerce thing. That's something that, we can think about adding. But again, it all depends on the amount of effort that you want to put in to support, the members, right? So we don't want to kind of spread ourselves too thin and start adding some additional platforms when we can still, add a lot more features to the existing platforms that we have. But we're always looking, and if there's enough demand from people say, hey, there's, a lot of demand for BigCommerce or something like that from a lot of our members because they have extra platforms, because we have members that actually have Shopify and WooCommerce stores. They have both types of stores, right? So if there's a lot of demand, we're absolutely thinking of adding it for sure.
Okay. What is the average product price that you would recommend to beginners to start with, and with which profit margins?
Sure. So the cost could be anything, really. I mean, it all obviously depends on your budget, right? So going to a lot of suppliers, you can find really good products for a cheap cost, right? So you can find a product for $3 that you can then sell for $20, right? So the cost is not the key. And like you mentioned, the real factor that you want to think about is the profit margin, right? So you want to think that you have enough profit margin there to turn a profit. So our recommendation would be make sure that you have at least of a $15 profit margin for products, right? So you can buy it for $5, but then you have to sell it for $20, or you can sell it for a bit cheaper. You can buy it for $5, sell it for $15, so that's only a $10 profit margin. But then we recommend either adding shipping on top of that, so another $5 of shipping, so you can bring it into that kind of safer zone of profit margins. Or you can do things like doing cross-sells and upsells to increase your average order value, right? So let's say you're selling a dog bone, let's say, like a dog collar, for example. Then make sure that your upsells, you have an associated dog bed that you're also selling, or a dog toy. Make sure that you have other related products. Or if you're selling, for example, a dog collar, make sure that you're picking products that you can sell in multiples. So, you're not only one dog collar, make sure that you have the option to sell 2 dog collars for a bit more money, or 3 dog collars for, so that way, and we've seen it obviously from research and from data and from obviously dropshippers, is that a lot of people, when presented with that option, a lot of buyers, when they're presented with that option, especially if the product cost is low, you're not selling something for $50. If you're selling something for $10, they'll have no problem, buying two for 15, for example. So there are things that you can do to mitigate, lower profit margin products. And some of those things are obviously mentioned in the video that we just put out on our blog. So yeah, so that's our recommendation, is around the $15 range is a pretty safe range for profit margin on products.
Yeah, and another thing that I would recommend is also to do something like bundling, that you can take two different products and create together.
Absolutely. That's something we're definitely looking into it, because that's something we can do on our side, right? The bundling can be done on the platform side as well. So
you plan to add a feature that helps people to create bundles?
Absolutely. That's something definitely in our roadmap. We don't have it right now, but that's something definitely in our roadmap, because it makes sense, right? For certain products, it makes sense to bundle them and make them more viable, for sure.
Nice. Okay. So thank you for the valuable information about the technical things. I would like to ask you some more other questions.
Sure.
About about dropshipping. What do you think that will be the future of the dropshipping in terms of Shopify dropshipping?
So dropshipping has been around for years, right? Dropshipping has been around for years, and it is an exciting business model for a lot of people. It's an exciting business model for a lot of people that do not have the budget to, buy inventory and stock inventory. And dropshipping really is at the core of the entrepreneurial spirit, right? It's the ability to own your own business, to be really a trader. Really, you're buying and you're selling, right? And that's really a very core business model that's been around for years. So I think the key for dropshipping's health moving forward is providing a lot more options in terms of suppliers and shipping options. And different warehousing, and that to me is going to be, and I think that is happening every day. More suppliers come into the marketplace, more businesses start offering better shipping options, and the reason it is because the e-com industry as a whole, forget dropshipping, just e-commerce is only expanding at an exponential rate because of not only what happened this year with the pandemic and some of these other things, but also people's desire for convenience. So people are always looking for more convenient ways to do things, right? So that to me is really, you're talking about a business model that's been around for years, that is only being supported by people's natural desires, which is convenience, finding things that they like. And I think the people that are going to do the best are the people that are looking at dropshipping as a real business and not as a quick money-making operation, right? So like any business, you give it time and effort, it will be good for you. And our jobs, I guess, I'm sure say the same thing with AutoDS, our jobs is to provide people the tools that simplify this for them in every single way, whether it's picking products, whether it's managing automation, education, all those things. So, I believe the future is bright for dropshipping, but again, it's a business, and anybody that goes in there and goes, hey, I need to make a quick buck today, dropshipping is not for you. It's like any business, it's just not for you, right? So.
Yeah, I totally agree that there are people who sell dreams to people about dropshipping, but maybe it's the easiest business in the world in terms of the budget that you need to spend in the beginning and the time that it takes to learn to understand the business. But I agree that it's a real business and people need to understand it and work like they work in a real business.
Absolutely. But again, it's such a base business model of buying and selling. Really, it's at the heart of commerce, so to speak, right? So so it's like any other business model. It's always going to have its own life, provided you treat it as a real business.
Okay. One last question that I like to ask in the as the last question of the interviews is. What would be the one tip that you would recommend to a beginner dropshipper for a successful way in the dropshipping niche?
So I'll give you a couple. One is you gotta have faith and persistence. In any business venture, you have to have faith and persistence. You have to have faith that it can work, because it has worked, because it does work for other people, right? And then you have to take that faith that you can make it happen, and then you have to marry it with persistence. You have to be persistent. You have to realize that the world is not against you. The world wants you to succeed. It's just you have to realize this with the faith part, and then find everything that you need to succeed. So whether it means education, whether it means finding tools, for example, whatever it is, you have to realize that you need those two things in order to succeed in any business. And now for dropshippers, the recommendation is what we talked about earlier. If you look at this as a real business, then I'll give you an example. Then the question of what you are spending on certain things becomes irrelevant. I'll give you an example. So, if you look at any business where you plan to make, $100,000 a year, let's say, what are you willing to spend to make that business happen? Are you willing to spend $1 a day to make that business happen? $30 a month? Are you willing to spend $50 a month, $100 a month, $1,000 a month? So you have to make sure that you are investing not only your time, but you have to also invest money. And that's, I think, the biggest problem that a lot of people, when they look at dropshipping, like we were talking about, they're thinking, well, I can have $50 in my pocket and I can make it successful, right? And it will be extremely difficult. You have to have a little bit of budget to work with, and you have to learn, and you have to have faith, and you have to have persistence.
Cool. Thank you for the great interview, Rush. It was super interesting, and I'm sure that it will give people a lot of value, and I hope that people will really check products using data. And thanks for being here today.
Yeah. So thank you, Lior, for having me, and a big hello to all your viewers.